Mr. Mahdi Back Row Ministry coming back at you guys and girls live and direct. So I just wanted to do a quick piece on what's been going out there in the streets with this Minnesota, what seems to be a very, very planned out ritual involving two individuals that were shot and things that I want to pull out and really get everybody to see the way that they kind of conduct a ritual. So we know that Renee Good was shot first, and then the second person that was shot was a gentleman by the name of Alex Pretty, and I just want y'all to see some of the things they do in this ritual. But Renee Good, 37, she was a young lady inside her car, and she was shot and killed on Wednesday, January 7th. If you take January as the first day of the month, 1/7, which is 17, 17, of course, the kill code. So, anytime you see 17, you're going to see something about killing. So the thing that caught me was the age. And anytime, we talk about our prime numbers, talk about certain numbers they use, we know that 37 is the 12th prime. And for those that go to our calculator here, we're going to look at all these, but I want to go to some prime numbers. But 37 is the 12th prime number. 12 is the number of completion. The zodiac has 12 signs, 12 months in a year. Everything is about completion when you see that number. 17, which is the kill code, I believe also is prime, which is the seventh prime. So anytime you see like the number seven, there's always some death, killing is around that number. So seventh also. So she's killed on her seventh. 17, seven is just a shorter way to say kill code. So we're gonna start doing that. Time we see these sevens, we're gonna look for killings or deaths during that time. Really killings during that period. But the thing that got me was the 37, and I found the fuller story, and it talks about the shooting of the gentleman yesterday, or the other day, Alex Pretty, and first thing that caught me was the age. So, like we said, January 7th, 7 is killed, 1/7/17 the kill code. She died from a shooting, Renee Good. And the funny thing about the CNN story, a week after Good was killed, an immigration and customs enforcement officer shot and wounded a Venezuelan man in the leg. So remember, we got this whole thing with Venezuela and the president being kidnapped out of Venezuela and Trump going in with the oil trillionaires trying to take over oil production in Venezuela. And, a lot of this is there created to kind of cover up some of the stuff that's going on. Like we said, as we kind of move into World War III. We're deep into World War III now, but you're trying to distract people to kind of blind them from the other moves that have been made in this war. So Renee Good, like we said, shot 1/7, 37 years old. She was 37 years old, like we said. Let's go to the next person shot, which is Mr. Pretty, and Alex Pretty, spelled very, very strange, Pretti. He was shot Saturday. So Saturday, today is the 26th. Saturday was the 24th. So he died on the 24th. That 24 not prime, but we'll look at that date to see when we're done with our breakdown. I hope we don't reboot. But the thing that got me right off the bat, is he's 37 years old. And the first thing I want y'all to look at with some of these stuff, what is the common connector? 37 to 12 prime. He's 37. She's 37. So what they're out there just targeting 37-year-olds. First sign that the game's afoot. You just got to look for particular things to see, okay, what about this doesn't make sense? Why are these two people the same damn age? So that's the first thing that kind of clued me off that this story just wasn't meshing. Just because ICE is out there doesn't mean that ICE is doing what people are saying they're doing. Also, there's a lot of stuff going on in Minnesota, a lot of shady stuff that needs to be covered up right now. Remember, Minnesota was under the magnifying glass for the money scams that were going on. We had death of politicians. You got a lot of stuff going on in Minnesota that nobody don't want to talk about. What's the best way to distract people? Hey, let's bring up some chaos from the chaos organization of ICE. And just because ICE is out there, like I said, don't mean that they're out there doing what it is they're saying that they're doing. And don't mean that they don't work for everybody. ICE works for everybody, even the citizens of Minnesota. So we see this person was shot on the 24th, 9 a.m. Of course, they give you the number 9, and 9, of course, is the prime number on Nicollet Avenue. They also gave known as Eat Street. They couldn't help but throw in the Eat Street. We'll look at that. We'll also pull up Nicollet. I want to look at Nicollet. But according to the story, this gentleman had a gun. He had a concealed weapon. That's the story. I don't know, what the truth is, but they're saying he had a weapon on him, and that was led to the shooting. But they'll do an investigation. So they make it clear he's a U.S. citizen. Only part we want was those double 37s, which already was the sign that something was afoot. Some of these off ice agents don't look too ice agent like, just look like a bunch of people with helmets on that they just stuck in particular places. So that's already shady. So a lot of shady stuff going on with this ice stuff. They don't look like the realest people. And here we go again with Renee Good, 37 years old. Just wanted to kind of tie in that first part that, she was on. And then think about this. She reached out to show their support for the family after Good's death. Good was a mother of a 15-year-old, a 12-year-old. See how they did it again? They brought the number of completion back into play. So let's tie it all together. Remember now, Mr. Trump is out there running wild in the world, and we might have to regenerate this. This is the thing I don't like. About this at times. It makes me regenerate, but that's okay. So we'll start off with the culprit, Mr. Trump, of course, and Trump, 88, 25, 47. So a couple of prime numbers in Trump's name. We know that 47 is the 15th prime member. Megan Renee had a 15-year-old child. 29 is the 10th prime. There's another prime. And then Trump 88, 25 is 5 squared. But Trump 88 is something you always see. Anytime you see Trump's name, Trump 88. So we start off with the culprit, Donald Trump. We're going to do Venezuela. Hope I can spell it right. Remember, it's Venezuela. We had a Venezuelan shot. And we go to Venezuelan 44, 46, sacrifice 46. Kill is 44, 17, and 64. So see how 17 is the kill code. Kill 44, kill 17. The Venezuelan got shot. Both of these people died from shootings. Shooting 44. See how shooting is 44? Then we had shootings, which is 45. But shooting is 44. See how they both died from a shooting. Shooting 44. Shooting also 37. See that? See how shooting is 37 and both of these individuals died from a shooting? All right. I like they threw in the Eat Street. So Eat is 8 and 19. Eat Street, kind of like Beat Street, is 32 and 58. We'll see if we find any 32 ties or any 32 connections. They also gave you Nicolette. I'm going to take that too. It was Nicolette Street, which is 35 and 46. 46 the number of sacrifice. You put in sacrifice. Sacrifice 46, 73, 62. Talk about sacrifice. Now, the first person shot, on the cup I showed you, she had the name Renee. Remember Renee 29, Renee 88, Renee 47, Renee 25. So you see what's going on. You see why they are highlighting Renee. I just want everybody to see why they highlighted Renee. And then Renee, she's good. She's good. Yeah, when they want you to know Renee's good. But Renee good. 88, 52, 38, the number of death. Good by itself. 41, 23, 41 to 13 prime. Remember that changed everything. Remember how things was going in Minnesota. They was under investigation, and when Renee Good get shot, Miss Good, everything changes. Everything changes. Then we have Alex. Pretti, spelled very, very strange in this ritual. Pretti, 49, 59. Remember Negro, 59. And for people don't understand, when we say Negro, 59. Negro, 59. Negro, 32. Then his last name, Pretty. 88. See, Pretty 88. Pretty 38. And then we talk about the number of death. When we talk about the number 38, 25, 27, all those are numbers of death. And then all this is taking place wrapped up in a pretty bow known as Minnesota. And for those who've been doing gematria for a long period of time, we know Minnesota is the land of 38 and 52, the land of prophecy. Land of prophecy is Minnesota, but Minnesota 38, the land of death also. And we go to prophecy. Prophecy 52 and 29. A lot of stuff going on, a lot of rituals going on in Minnesota. So, first things first, let's tie everybody into Trump. And they don't even hide this one. See how Trump is 88, Renee Good is 88, Pretty is 88. See how everything is vibrating perfectly in this ritual. Trump 25. You go to Renee. Remember they gave you Renee. Renee is 47, 29, 88, and 25. Trump is 88, 25, 47, 29. See how they perfectly tie together. Renee and Trump perfectly tie together, making sure you know that where this energy is coming from. You know whose production this is. You know who's put this plague together. And like I say, the hand is quicker than the eye. The hand is quicker than the eye. Go watch the videos again. I want y'all to go back and watch some of these videos. Do you actually see anybody get shot? I want you to go back to the videos. You hear, but do you see? You hear, but do you see? Remember Prophecy 29, Trump 29. And we say Trump is the final president. He is the night commander. He's bringing us into war, which we see him doing now. Renee 29. Remember, Renee's good. 41, 23, and 13. She's brought forth this change. Shooting 44 and 37. And both of these individuals are 37 years old. With Mr. Pretty, 88, 34, 74, and 38. The number of death, of course. But that 88 is the thing that I want everybody to look at. Negro, 59, 32. I told y'all about that. Alex Pretty is 49 and 59. 49 and 59. Remember, they've been trying to get black Americans involved in this, but we're not having anything to do with this foolishness because it has nothing to do with anybody. And even those out there protesting need to watch so they don't get caught up in none of this foolishness. Each Street, 19. Remember, 19, the number of chaos. Minnesota. We throw ice in there. Ice, 17 and 19 to kill cold. Renee killed on a day with 17, a day with 7 numerology, which is 1 7 17 17 to kill cold. Minnesota, 38 and 52. 38 and 52. When we talk about Minnesota, we talk about the number 38, the number of death, and the number 52. You always got to look for it. And Pretty, 38, Minnesota 38. Died in Minnesota, Mr. Pretty. So see how they tied all together in a nice little bow and bonnet for everybody. Renee Good, 52 and 38. Minnesota, 38 and 52. See how Minnesota's 38 and 52? See how Renee Good is 38, is 52 and 38? See the tie in with the ritual. So all energy must match. I've taught y'all that on many occasions that all energy must match. So first thing you want to catch, what's the similarities? Second thing, what do you see? Remember, your eyes will betray you. So what do you actually see is going on? That's the second thing you want to see. Third thing, what's the common thread, the things that tie the ritual together. And we see that Trump is the thing that ties it together, and Minnesota ties everything together in a pretty little bow for everybody to see. So definitely, for those who have not went to Minnesota, please don't go to Minnesota. Just because they show you things on TV does not mean those things are taking place. And I bet we can ride to Minnesota right now and won't see half the shit that CNN, Fox News, MS9, and these other media outlets have shown you. So be very mindful of this. Listen, if you're in a city right now and there are no ICE agents walking up and down your block, what does that tell you? I see Governor Hochul in New York. We just had a major snowstorm. There's no ice, anything going on right now. So why is she on TV talking about ice stuff during the time of a big ice storm that we just had in America that hit multiple cities and cut people power out? See how they play it? Winter is coming. It's like Game of Thrones. Like we about to go through this long winter. So if you don't have your generator, I got mine. I'm gonna prime mine today. I'm gonna stop bullshitting. I'm gonna prime mine today because they're gonna play with this power. They've been turning people power off, and it's below zero. And you can't just survive that. So get some propane heaters. Stock up on rice and beans. You don't need meat. Stock up on rice and beans, enough to kind of get you through those tough situations. But be prepared for these people. Everything they do is a ritual. Everything they do is well scripted out. You just got to be on top of it. So we've been teaching this stuff for a long time to prepare the mind so you can catch the tricks. Look for the regular numbers. 17 to kill code. 37, which is the 12th prime number, the number of completion. 13, which is the number of change. Look for those specific numbers. When you see certain things, you should already know something ain't right. 38, the number of death. Look for particular numbers. Look for particular numbers. But 41 to 13 prime, don't forget that one because that's always at play. That's always at play. So you can kind of put your own stuff in and kind of dissect this a little bit deep if you want to, but just a lot of moving parts and there's a lot of stuff that we caught that really took us to where who was creating this little drama and putting it out there for the masses to keep the masses distracted. Remember, they got a lot of stuff going on. The Greenland stuff is happening. Everything we talked about in past videos is taking place. We had the World Economic Summit talking about how they're going to control the world moving forward. That's the thing everybody should be paying attention to. But they had you distracted with all this Minnesota stuff, which is nothing but a major psyop operation to keep the mind kind of over here while they're doing everything over there. Remember Iran? They're still threatening to drop bombs on Iran, which definitely takes us in the world war all the way. Physically, now we're in world war. So we got to be very mindful of the other things. Sometimes you get caught up in one situation. That's what they want you to do so they could do whatever else. And you're not prepared. A lot of y'all ain't prepared for world war. If you're out there in Minnesota, how you preparing your family for world war? Remember we talked about finding alternative food sources, finding alternative heating sources. None of y'all are doing that. You're out there in Minnesota. You're not focused on your family wherever they are. Get your mind right. Don't let these people play you into a situation that when the shit hits the fan, you're not properly prepared. And then all hell breaks loose. And then we really got mass chaos. And remember, we talk about the number of chaos to close out. Chaos. Remember, chaos 46, 19, 26. And this is an order out of chaos committee. They want to create chaos. The world elite create chaos. So, the world elite is a mixture of everything. It's just not, well, it's this branch over here and this. I don't do all that stuff. Some people in their breakdowns, they want to fixate on one crew that's that hasn't been around that long. I say this: the world elite are made up of many organizations that have been around for centuries, and they are the puppet masters inside a lot of these games. And using gematria, as many have taught, but connecting the dots. You also got to connect the dots. Just don't throw the number out. What's the connection between all these people? I think one brother Yahi taught vibration, and I like that he did that because now you can see how things are connected through vibration. How do these numbers vibe with each other? And we see everything in this ritual vibes with Trump. Everything vibes with Trump. Everything. Because he's the catalyst behind, or the theme park that the elite are using for this psyop. So, definitely be mindful of where these people try to take you. And yeah, just catch their stories. They're not the brightest people, especially when they can't really play you like that. So it was easy picking out the double 37s. And, there's no coincidence where people how these folks got the same damn age. Come on now, that makes no sense. And once I saw that, I knew I could put this thing together. Mr. Mahdi, Back Row Ministry, stay alert, stay aware, prepare your family. We're coming closer to that time. If you ain't strapped, you better strap up. You better strap up because they're trying to make it hard to get yours. Trust me, I know. They're trying to make it hard. I'm just saying. Mr. Mahdi, Back Row Ministry, peace.